What's up guys, my name's AK, back again with another video. In today's video we're using TacMaps to look at some strats for Checkmate SnD. Now I've already done this for some of the other SnD maps, so there'll be a link in the description to a playlist with all of them in, but without further ado, let's just jump straight into this one. So as with the other guides, we're going to be doing 2 offense and 2 defense strats, so let's just jump straight into the offense ones. So we're starting with the double push to the top plane. So essentially this is going to have 2 players wrap through to the top plane, just sort of up the stairs and straight in. And essentially they're going to be able to challenge the normally one player of the other team that pushes top, or maybe there's one of them that hits the wing. But essentially there's normally going to be 1 player in the top plane. So having 2 there almost guarantees you the win on that gunfight there. So yeah, that's why you send 2 top to hopefully win that, and then either back off or push up depending on the information of the other players. Now for this to work, you have to have both of your outside angles watched, so that is the outside A and the outside sort of B side. So essentially you're going to have 1 player set up on the back stairs, it's where I like to have them, but really anywhere that you get a nice long watch on this side of the map and this side wing, essentially that's just why you want 1 player there, so they can call if anyone is on the wing and pushing in, give these maybe half a second notice so that they can then turn around and kill anyone on the wing. It's a good little strat to do. And then last but not least, you're going to want your other player to be watching the other side. Again, same sort of routine for the other wing. Essentially their job is going to be to call anyone that pushes this side street here, and yeah, just play for information and maybe play for a pick. You'd want them to have an AR, probably both of these to have Krigs, maybe something long range, maybe a Krig and a sniper, whatever. You want them to have the nice long watch on this side of the map, so that your SMG players can push through the top plane and yeah, and try and get the bomb down. So that's a nice, good, simple strat. Works very well for this map, and I hope it works well for you too. Moving on, we've got an A push. Now, why is this a special strat? It's because nobody ever goes A on Checkmate, or very rarely do people go A. The B bomb site is very much the sort of preferred bomb site, simply because the top plane control is very strong in this game. But for this strat, we sort of ignore that, and instead we send 2 people A, and you'd only do this maybe once or twice in a game. You do this very often. This becomes very sort of predictable and easy to counter, being that you don't have much top plane control. But for every so once in a while, throwing this into sort of your mix of strats should be very useful. So what does it entail? Basically, you're going to be sending 2 players towards the A bomb site. So you'd have 1 set up on the heady this side. That will be player 3, and then you have 1 sort of pushed up that essentially goes to push up and get the A bomb down. You'll have 1 person watching over the long street, again back on sort of these back crates heady here. Essentially their job is to call anywhere on this side of the map so that they can't get flanked through the mid. And also I guess for any information on the plane wings, if you can get them, if they peek out and try and shoot from here, hopefully this player can then maybe get the trade or get a pick. And then last but not least, player 1, their job is essentially to come the other side, and their job is to essentially do the player 4 but for the other side, and they're watching the wrap this side, or maybe the top wing, or basically anywhere where the player tries to flank round, or at least just play for information. Say they see someone cross through top plane, they know they can communicate that to player 4 can watch back, sit on the heady, kill the player top plane. Essentially they're very much an information gathering role, and yeah, that's very important, and they do also come in quite handy a bit later, but we'll get to that. So these players then need to push up. They'll hopefully get the bomb down. You'll have 1 player watching over and then 1 player actually planting the bomb. This is when this player can then start watching the top plane, because then they know that they can't sort of get pushed from this side, because this player actually has the control of that side of the map. And then this is where player 1 comes in handy. If they haven't killed anyone and they're still sort of hidden on the map, essentially once this bomb gets down, you're going to start to see the enemy players all wrap over towards this side of the map, simply because the bomb's down and you want control of the bomb site for a defuse. So what this player can do is then actually sneak in behind them all and get round the back, and this is where this comes in quite handy. If you have watched my Checkmate bomb spots video, again, link in the description if you do want to check that out, you'll know there's actually quite a few bomb spots that you can do on the A site that having a player on this side of the map actually really sort of is useful for. So if you get the bomb down for this side here, I'll briefly go through them if you haven't seen the video. You can actually watch it all the way back here from the back blue. Now I said it's good if this player has an AR or a sniper, and this is the reason why, because you can see it all the way from the back here, and yeah, essentially call if anyone's pushed up or defusing the bomb. Or if not, you can plant it sort of anywhere around this front side of the bomb. Player 1 can wrap all the way through and then actually watch the bomb from inside the plane. Now, if they haven't sort of seen player 1 on the map, they won't expect them to have pushed all the way through into the spawn. So yeah, that's quite a good spot to play. And finally, also, if you get it down in front of this pillar here, you might need a smoke to actually be able to get it down there, being that you're sort of wrapping around. But once you've got that down, you can then send this player all the way through into the back yellow building, or maybe your player 3 all the way back in. Either one of these, and yeah, then you can get a nice long watch on the bomb through the yellow crate bit here. So that's also a good strat to play. So again, hopefully you found that useful, and yeah, I hope it works well for you. On the defense side of things, there's a few strats that you can try. Now, the first one I want to talk about is a sort of a double push to the top plane, but not in the way that we did on the previous. Essentially, you're going to have one player push directly in, and then one player, this being player 4, their job is essentially to jump up onto the wing and lay prone. Now, there's some barrels sort of about here. Let me try and draw them on. Essentially, there's some barrels that this player can hide behind on this side of the wing, and yeah, that's going to give them a nice sort of bit of cover from anyone that's maybe trying to shoot them over here on the offense side. And yeah, basically, player 3 is going to play for information or maybe play for a kill. Now, quite a lot of teams do only send one player top plane, or certainly challenge one at a time. So player 3 hopefully should be able to get a kill. If player 3 does die, this is when having player 4 so close is good. They can quickly jump into the plane and hopefully get the trade. Now again, in order for sort of a double push mid, you're going to need to have your angles watched. So having one player sat at the back here, either watching just sort of this long side from the half plane, maybe on the forklift, or anywhere really on this side of the map that they can make sure that this wing isn't getting pushed, then that is a good spot. If they do call out that the wing's getting pushed, having this player on the wing is good. They can push up, they can get the kill. If their bottom wing jumping off sort of the wings and spinning around in midair to then shoot is something that I love doing. That works really well. And then last but not least, you want your other player to be watching the other side of the map. Essentially, again, just playing for information. You can set up on the boxes that are here, and essentially their job is to call the exact same thing as player 1 does on the other side. Now, if they do see a push up to bottom plane, this is where player 4 comes in again. They can actually jump down and then from the bottom plane, hopefully try and pick up a kill. So player 4 is very versatile, can sort of be used in all of the roles on the map. So yeah, it's good to make sure that player 4 knows what they're doing. So once again, a nice good strat. Hopefully it works out for you. Now, the final strat we're going to go through is a double push to either side of the bottom plane wings. So essentially, you're going to have one player push up to this side wing and sort of sit and watch the P4 or 5, I think it's P5, sort of area over here. Basically, you want them to stay hidden, definitely with sub or something close range that they're playing bottom, and essentially they're going to see if anything pushes this side. And then you have a player sent to the other side bottom wing, and they're going to be sitting in there watching the flank for player 3, either through this side of the map here, right there, or just from this side of the map and pushing bottom plane, or if they push round, hopefully you've got your headset cranked up, you'll be able to hear them. So yeah, player 2 and player 3 are going to be taking control of either side bottom wing. Now, one of your other players, player 4 maybe in this thing, is just going to sit on these back stairs, and their job is essentially call information for the top, the push to the top plane. Now, they will actually be able to see the push out onto the top of this wing, but they won't be able to see the push out onto this wing. So what does that mean? That means we're going to have to send player 1 onto the back crates or anywhere over this side of the map really, and they're going to have the information for the top wing, and if they jump down, and also hopefully should be able to get some people weak if they push up on this lower side plane here, that player 3 can then spin around and finish off the kill. So quite a good strat here. You've got all your angles covered. The only place really that people can come is over sort of the long A side, but I did say earlier in the video, nobody really goes A, or very rarely do people make a full push towards A. It might be the odd player or two, which if nobody's really seen anything, player 2 can turn around, maybe see if they can see anything, or maybe make a push through the middle there and try and flank. Hopefully you guys found these strats useful. If you haven't already, check out TacMaps. It's the software that I'm actually using to make all of this. There'll be a link in the description if you want to go check them out. It's really awesome, and yeah, it's great for nice sort of visual demonstrations for Call of Duty strats. So yeah, their Twitter is up there in the corner, so go give them a follow. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to drop a like. It's really appreciated. And also subscribe if you're new. It's great to see. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you soon. Have a good one.